Hi, everyone. This is Sean with the MassSupport Network. Here's your quick Tuesday update for COVID-19 on March 16th, 2021. Some developments lately. First up, AstraZeneca continues to struggle as their vaccine is been suspended from use in most of Europe. Includes after Scandinavia largely suspended use last week. This week, Germany, Italy, France, Spain, Portugal, Ireland, and several others all stopped using their vaccine for the time being. This is in regards to concerns about blood clots following the vaccine administration. However, there is still no actual proven link between these. And in the United Kingdom, which has given over 11 million doses of AstraZeneca and has not suspended uses, they are not reporting any uptick over the expected amount. After all, blood clots do happen naturally to many people in any given year. But at the time being, these countries are suspending vaccinations until they have more data on that. This is worrying to a lot of epidemiologists and public health experts, as the stop in vaccinations could give time for an additional surge before the vaccinations resume. More positive news, Moderna is beginning testing its vaccine in children younger than 12, as low as about 6 months old. This is a good prospect, both for being able to completely eradicate the disease eventually by preventing its transmission through children, and also making sure that eventually we can feel completely safe about children returning to school, even though they will be back long before then. When we look at the progress around the country of the vaccine, this last week saw 135 million vaccines going out to the states, which 2.8 million were in Massachusetts. And so far, 109 million vaccines have been given in the United States, with us here in Massachusetts have been giving 2.6 of those. So all told, when we look at the adult population that has received at least one vaccine, that's 70.9 million people, accounting for 27.5% of the adult population of the United States. Here in Massachusetts, 1.7 million, which is just over 31% of the state adult population. We're saying adult population here because, as discussed previously, the vaccines are not approved yet in children and teenagers. So if we look at just the population as a whole, it gives us kind of a reduced amount of the actual percentage of eligible people who are getting the vaccine. Look at second doses. 38 million people have gotten second doses, which is 14.8% of the population. Here in Massachusetts, 16.3% of our population has been fully vaccinated. This includes both people who've gotten 2 doses of Pfizer and Moderna, or 1 dose of Johnson & Johnson. When we talk, though, about the vaccine rate, it's important to look at how quickly we're going to actually get this vaccine to everyone who needs it. These are charts that the New York Times does that are just basically simple projections given the amount of new vaccinations of these people who have not received a previous dose that we're doing every single day. On the left is a screenshot of one that I took 2 weeks ago, where I showed the projections then that showed that by October 29th, 90% of the population would be vaccinated. And just to show how much the vaccination rate has increased in the last 2 weeks, if you look over on the right there, you can see that now we estimate that 9% of the population will be vaccinated by August 7th. That's huge. It's over 2.5 months sooner than it was 2 weeks ago, is how much faster we're going, with over 500,000 more doses given per day on average right now. It's also worth noting the New York Times goes based on the total US population rather than the population, the adult population. So it may actually be slightly sooner that the adult population is fully vaccinated. And one final thought as we go into our week. It is actually 1 year to the day that Moderna put its first phase 1 trial inoculation into a human. So this is 1 year ago today. There was just the first vaccines going into arms just to test their effectiveness, their safety. And that was 1 year later, and over 300 some odd million of just that company's vaccine have gone into. That's just staggering amounts of progress in just 1 year. You can find our sources from the New York Times, from mass.gov, and from CDC. And for more from the MassSupport Network, you can find us on our website or on social media. Remember, wear your mask, wash your hands, and we'll be there if you need us. Stay safe.